Maria clutched her little brother's hand as the truck roared down the dirt road, its tires kicking up clouds of dust in the moonlight. They had been promised safety, a new life in America. But when the driver's cold eyes met hers in the rearview mirror, a sinking feeling took hold in her gut. Something was wrong, terribly wrong. This was not the path to freedom. It was a trap. And now, she was caught in a web of lies she couldn't escape. Maria had always believed in a better future. Back in Guatemala, she and her younger brother, Javier, lived in fear of the gangs that ruled their neighborhood. Their mother had been killed in a crossfire, and their father disappeared one night, never to return. The only option left was to flee. When a man named Elias approached them, promising a safe journey to the United States, it seemed like a miracle. "He's helped so many families cross," whispered a neighbor. "He has connections. He can get you there safely." Desperation clouded Maria's judgment. She gathered the little money she had and placed her fate in Elias's hands. They joined a small group of immigrants, each carrying the same hope in their hearts, a chance at a new beginning. The trip started as expected. They moved from safe house to safe house, waiting for the right moment to cross. Maria met other hopeful travelers, a young mother with her baby, an elderly man seeking to reunite with his son, and a teenage boy who had been forced to join a cartel but wanted out. Elias reassured them all, his voice dripping with false kindness. "Just a little longer," he said. "Stay quiet. Stay obedient. Soon, you'll all be free." Then came the night they had waited for. They were crammed into the back of a truck, the air thick with sweat and fear. Maria kept Javier close, whispering prayers into his ear. But as the truck veered off the expected path and deeper into the desert, she knew something was wrong. The truck stopped. Elias yanked the doors open, his face now devoid of warmth. Armed men stood outside, their faces masked. "Get out," one of them ordered. Maria's blood ran cold. "Elias, what's happening?" she pleaded. He didn't answer. Instead, he collected a thick envelope from one of the men and disappeared into the night. That's when she realized the truth. He had sold them. The group was forced into a warehouse, stripped of their belongings. They were no longer people seeking freedom. They were commodities handed off to criminals who thrived on the desperation of others. Days turned into weeks inside the warehouse. Women were separated from the men. Maria held onto Javier, shielding him as best as she could. They were barely given food, and whispers of others being taken away in the night haunted them. One evening, Maria overheard a conversation. A group of them was to be transported deeper into cartel territory. The realization hit her. If they didn't escape now, they never would. Maria and a few others made their plan. When the guards became distracted, they ran. The desert was vast and unforgiving, but fear propelled them forward. Gunshots rang out behind them, and Maria felt Javier stumble. Blood pooled on the sand. He had been hit. Desperation turned into fury. Maria hoisted him onto her back and kept moving. A distant sound. Helicopters. Was it help or another trap? Suddenly, bright lights flooded the desert. Border Patrol. "Stay where you are." Maria collapsed, holding Javier close. As armed officers surrounded them, she realized their fate was uncertain. But one thing was clear. At least they were out of the traffickers' hands. Javier survived, but the scars, both physical and emotional, would last forever. Maria, now in a detention center, faced an uncertain future. Would they be sent back? Would anyone believe what they had been through? Across the border, the crackdown on human traffickers intensified. Elias was captured, but for everyone like him behind bars, there were more ready to take his place. Maria stared out of the small window of the detention center. She had escaped the traffickers' lie, but her fight was far from over. Dark passages, the border crime files,